We'll just sort of start here. I'd like to welcome everyone to the first ever Chesapeake video that our plan is to do one of these each week, 30 minutes long. The format will be we'll have a little bit of instruction, maybe some fun. Here's my colleague Dan McCormack with us. We'll have a guest every week except for this particular week. Then we'll have some content on stuff that hopefully will be of value to you or of interest to you. Then we'll sort of have a small little recap and with whatever message that we may have to sort of wrap it up, and then a little bit about what we're going to do the following week. So we'll get started here, tell you a little bit about us. Chesapeake's been in business since 1988. And we started off as a consulting firm that did almost exclusively the theory of constraints. Then several years into that, we developed a government business, which we still do have. We service the FAA and information system security and program management. And then Dan and I are commercial consultants, work right here in Tuscaloosa. And we work with leadership development and work keys and workforce development type of stuff. So our purpose for doing this is sort of came as a result of a thing that both Dan and I are involved in a unity group at our church. And we're sort of split racially, black and white. And the whole purpose of the group was to get to understand one another better and to improve race relations. I think our little group has been pretty successful. We're able to have some very, very tough conversations and leave with no one's feelings hurt. But I don't know about you, Dan, but I've learned an awful lot over these last 2 years. And just so much, I want to start sharing some of what we've learned and some of the experiences that we've had with the general public here in Tuscaloosa. I think some of it's just going to be interesting to you, and maybe there's a possibility that some people will get connected to some of the organizations and people that we talk about. Just as an example, this week Dan and I had an opportunity to tour Sheriff Ron Abernathy's new patrol station out near where the animal control center is. If there is a more innovative and sheriff's department in the United States, I'd certainly like to see it. It is just an amazing facility.
It really is.
All the things that they're doing out there. And Ron's opening this facility up to other sheriffs and other law enforcement and organizations around the state and around the Southeast. And we hope to have one of our guests is Ron to come in and explain that to you. So that's a little bit. We're hoping that you get some personal development out of this. We hope you get some knowledge out of this. And our content for this particular week, we hope to keep these to 30 minutes. Our content for this particular week is the topic of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is one of several tools that we use to help our clients improve their leadership development and the strength within their culture. So Dan is our expert on not just emotional intelligence, but several other topics. And so Dan's going to sort of tell us a little bit about emotional intelligence and how valuable it is, and if you want to get more information, what to do. Dan?
Yeah, thanks, John. Yeah, many people have heard of emotional intelligence. We utilize a tool here that we use. It's called the emotional quotient. So what this very short, efficient assessment does is allow us to take a look at really somebody's behavioral traits as it relates to how they understand a room and how they relate to a room. So our particular assessment measures 5 elements. It measures your self-awareness. How do I feel when I get up in the morning? Am I in a lousy mood or I'm in a great mood? Then it measures your self-regulation, which is, okay, how am I going to let that mood affect the world around me today? It then measures your social awareness. I always laugh. Once upon a time, I taught at the university, and social awareness on test day is my ability to understand that they might be a little nervous in the room, and my social regulation is how I will react to that in order to have a positive impact on the room. And then finally, it measures motivation. This is not motivation from somebody telling you what to do. This is your own internal motivation to improve. So it takes a picture of all 5 of these attributes, and then it gives you a coaching tool. What we like to do is sit down with clients, and there's 12 tips for each of those 5 elements that I just discussed. And we'll say pick 3, commit to doing those, make sure they make sense to you. And we've had incredible success with this when people might be sent to us for some anomaly in their behavior. We'll identify something like that, give them some coaching tips, and we usually don't ever see them again. And we find it to be an incredibly useful tool in law enforcement. There have been some situations in the past where we honestly believe if someone had taken this assessment, it might have revealed some things that we saw later on emerging as something that might have been life-threatening, or even some people have lost their lives. So it's a great tool. It takes 5-10 minutes to take the assessment. The coaching sessions are efficient and quick, and we're just really excited about it, and we'd love to get a chance to demonstrate it for you.
Yeah, we can send you a copy on the link and let you take one, and then Dan will tell you if you're messed up or not.
I'm messed up, but hey.
We next week we'll just go ahead and sort of wrap this one up because we don't have a guest or anything. Next week we're going to have a special guest, Kevin Schroeb, and we'll probably repeat some of this again next week. But Kevin referred to himself as a scary black man, big scary black man. At the time, he was pushing 400 pounds, and got a beard. He's well over 6 feet tall. And at one time, I think he probably was scary. He's from Citronelle, and we've heard from other folks in Citronelle that he was quite a character back in those days. Today, he is just lives here in Tuscaloosa and is the CEO of a nonprofit called Your Next Best Step.
Your real next
your
step.
Your real next step. And it's a program targeting young kids. And it's just exceptional. He pours into these kids. He's got a sort of partnership with Matthews Elementary School here in Tuscaloosa, and he's sort of gotten other members of our group sort of roped into helping him out. And so we've done a lot of good things at Matthews, and the kids are looking up and seeing all these good things that are going on. But he's making a difference, and we're really looking forward to Kevin coming in and talking with us next week. So we'd like for you to subscribe and like and do all the things that you know that YouTube channels need to have done to grow. So thank you so much, and we're looking forward to having a talk with you every week.